What's up guys, Bryan here. Welcome to Lockdown Guitar Lessons, lesson number 1. And in this series, I hope to do a video per day, working on a slightly different area every time. And hopefully this is all kind of transferable across a few different genres and will help you become a more all-round player. And you can apply it to any style, any specific style that you are working on or that you play. So today, we're going to talk about finding notes on the guitar. This is something I've talked about previously. So the method that I use for finding notes on the guitar is mainly by using octaves. So navigating through the fretboard by octaves. Why might we want to be able to do that quickly? Well, very obvious reasons, but one of them is that you would want to be able to find a note, let's say up here, quicker and kind of realize it instead of always having to count. So for example, if it's a note like this, I don't want to always have to count from the open string or the 12th fret. So this takes us away from counting up and down by tones and semitones, or steps, full steps and half steps. So let's take this G on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and if we take it an octave up, it'll be skip a string and up 2 frets. If you've played like a power chord before, it's the same thing, just without the 5th. Okay. Once you're here, use your first finger and press it down on our new note. And this time, because it involves the 2nd string, I'd have to make up for the way that it's tuned. Usually it's in fourths, but this time, tuning from the G to the B is only a 3rd. So we're making up for that by extending our kind of little L shape into a bigger L shape. So skip a string, up 3 frets. Okay, and you can do the same for when you're on the 5th string. Let's take C over here, skip a string and up 2 frets. When you're on the C over here, because the 2nd string is involved, you'd have to skip a string and go 3 frets higher. You'll know this area a bit better, more than the rest of the guitar, just because we all start off playing open chords, right? C shape, G shape, B major, B minor, or your bar chords. So the bottom 2 strings, maybe up until the 5th fret around, we'll know a lot better. So with this knowledge in mind, you can always work your way backwards. So find, any odd note up here, say over here. Instead of counting it like you probably would, up from the E, or down from the top E, you can do the octave down, an octave down. So I know it's a C sharp. Okay, you probably know this is C, so this will be C sharp. A few exercises from this. The first one, I'm gonna call this one the string by string method. Okay, this is something I outlined as well in another video, but I just thought, it's such a useful little exercise that I always tell all my students and all my friends about. So it's the string by string method. So you're going string by string from the bottom string. Let's say we want to find all the C notes on the guitar. Where's your C on the bottom string? Over here. Then where's your C on the 5th string? Over here. Okay. Where's your C on the 4th string? Probably take a little bit of thinking now. So instead of counting up and down the string, you'd go back a step, go to the 6th string, and do the octave thing. So the C on the 4th string is over here on the 10th fret. And you'd always go back a step to find the next step up. So where's the C on our 3rd string? We would go back to the C on the 5th string. So you can skip the 4th string and find it on the 3rd string. And the same thing, go back to the 4th string's C, and then you'd skip a string and up 3 frets. And this just so happens to be this one. So you should know that from the C major chord. And then finally, obviously you could go back a step, go back to the 3rd string's C and do the octave thing. Or you could just say, okay, 1st string and the 6th string are the same. So if this was on the 8th fret, this will be on the 8th fret as well. You can do it in all 12 keys. Okay, so find your A flats and find your B flats, F sharps, all of them. And if you do one a day in 12 days, the lockdown is not over yet. So even before you get to go out and play with your mates again, you would have gotten so much better at finding all the notes that are available in Western music. Okay, only 12 available notes. The second exercise that I'd like to share with you would be the fret by fret method. Okay, and this comes, I'm guessing this should come after you've done the string by string method. And it's the same idea. So you go from fret 0, open string. Are there any C's? No. Okay, 1st fret, there is a C. 2nd fret, no C's. 3rd fret, there's a C here. And it is in doing this exercise that you will actually find some newer ways to connect an octave, rather than just doing the small L shape and the bigger L shape. And here's one, okay? When you go from the C here to the C here, you can remember it as, let's say, if you're going from the higher C to the lower C, skip 2 strings down, and then up 2 frets. Okay, and this will be the same. You move it up to, let's say, an E here. Skip 2 strings, up 2 frets. Yeah, and you can probably see it with this chord, right, which is the same as the C major chord. Are there any C's on the 4th fret? The answer is no. And you could simply do it by method of elimination, or you can just follow the string by string method, kind of, and you can do the L shape octaves. So 5th fret, 8th fret, and once you're on the 8th fret, of course you can go down an octave, well, down 2 octaves actually, and to the 6th fret, to the 6th string, and up an octave with the L shape. And then here you've got a new kind of relationship, which is kind of the same as the one that's on the 2nd string and the 5th string, right? Skip 2 strings, up 2 frets. Once you're here, you do another big L shape, and you're back where you started, basically. And I would recommend that you go a bit further, because a lot of the time, this area is another area that a lot of guitarists don't really familiarize themselves with. So I'm having to work a little bit harder to actually know which notes are over in this area, just because I've not really played up here much. But once you start to, you don't want to regret not having practiced it before, right? There's obviously the 1st string to the 4th string, and you skip 2 strings up 2 frets. When you're on the 2nd string, skip 2 strings, up 2 frets. And as well, once you're on the 3rd string, okay, let's go back to the C here. You could actually skip 2 strings and then up 3 frets to get to the bottom C. Yeah, so previously we did, but now we're just skipping the L shape, bigger L shape going up, and we go straight down instead. Okay, and you might generate some different chords with this. Just seeing the relationship on the fretboard between the notes. So that's it for today. Let me know how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for more daily videos. And I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Cheers.